damnation. You realize all the time we wasting. You realize all the pain we facing. Please pour a cup feminine libation. My gosh, we raising. Please sympathize all the lies we raising. Please realize all the time. Family energy, drank a couple quarters on my chorus, then I code up. If I rule the world, money stacks for all my daughters. Never asked for payment in the womb ×9. Now we see the blood on the street times try. Feminine energy, balance up the indestructible in the vaginal. Heaven in thine, heaven is mine. Spiritual, lyrical, mother sang sweetest taboo, rickle kind. If I was astonished by the level of shame, feminine energy reign. Intuition and ambition, intuition strain. Intuition and ambition running through my veins. Pour out the love, let the healing begin. The birds and the bees ain't got nothing. The birds and the bees ain't got nothing. Energy.
Greetings and welcome to the MTN Bushfire Bring Your Fire Room. My name is Carmen Bach and I will be your MC this evening. Bring Your Fire is MTN Bushfire's call to action, a call for all of us to ignite social positive change in our local communities. MTN Bushfire has always been more than a festival of music and the arts. Through our support of the Eswatini arts industry, our schools festival, our Green Your Fire initiatives for sustainability, and our ongoing commitment to our beneficiaries, young heroes, and Bomage rural projects, MTN Bushfire will continue to keep the fire burning. Every year, we create an interactive and inspiring Bring Your Fire zone, where festival guests can engage with our various partners who drive many of these engagements. We are excited to recreate the space here as we keep the fire burning, especially for the MTN Bushfire beneficiaries. Today's event reflects this commitment, and you too can help support these beneficiaries as they deliver emergency kits of food, personal protection equipment, and cleaning supplies to some of the most vulnerable households in Eswatini. We invite you to stay with us and learn more about the ways in which all of us can bring the fire and celebrate the spirit of MTN Bushfire.
The Bring Your Fire zone and Bushfire is a very important and crucial way of ensuring that we address issues that we normally don't address on a regular basis.
I work for an organization called AIDS Healthcare Foundation. We are here to bring health to the youth.
Young Heroes is an organization that is helping children who are orphaned and vulnerable.
Pro is here to make sure we redefine manhood.
Everyone loves this festival. They bring the people that we are actually looking for.
So we really appreciate everyone who come here to have fun, but at the same time supporting, caring, loving one another.
100% of your donations will go to help Young Heroes and Bomage rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.
Bring your fires, basically be alive, don't waste your life, be conscious. That's a privilege.
To me, bringing your fire means passion, love, and your inner being, the love of the arts as a whole.
For me, the fire means just doing the right thing by the world and by yourself, just to yourself.
Bring your fire is be yourself 100% completely all the time, every time.
To amplify whatever passion you have in your heart to change the world so that when you leave this place, the fire that you brought is twice as large or more.
To me, bring your fire means planting the seed for the next generation of fire starters.
Opening people's brains, opening people's eyes and making people think.
Letting loose, enjoying my weekend, because to me it has to be the whole weekend. It means having lots of fun and just being in another world.
For me, understanding why you're bringing your fire.
Bring your heart, bring your soul, bring everything you've got to this amazing, awesome festival here in Swaziland.
Bring you the you that you wish to be without putting any roadblocks on yourself.
Bring your fire means bringing change in the Swazi arts industry.
Yeah, just to bring who you really are without any filters.
Bring your fire means sharing our love with everybody else.
An end to xenophobia.
Bring the fire is making friends.
Share a vibration of sound.
A more united Africa.
Connects the relationships with human beings. That's my fire.
To me, bring your fire means having 100% total responsible fun. Don't drink and drive, baby.
Coming here to Swaziland, having an epic time, embracing the African culture.
People reviving themselves through art.
Bring your energy and give yourself. That's it.
Hi, I am the courtesy of hip hop, the MTN Bushfire Schools Festival MC and brand ambassador. I've been with the Schools Festival since 2000 and way back, and it's been a fulfilling and magical journey watching these young minds being molded. Every year, MTN Bushfire runs both a high schools festival and a primary schools festival, ensuring a continuity of exposure to the arts for thousands of young people. The impact of this program is clear, as you will see from these videos of each amazing event. Let me take you through the best moments of the MTN Bushfire's High Schools Festival, supported by MTN Eswatini, and the MTN Bushfire's Primary Schools Festival, supported by the European Union. We take a spark and mold it into a flame, that flame into a fire, and let that fire grow into an inferno. And that's how we keep the fire burning.
Who am I?
Ngingumphana.
I have a story.
Ngiyavutha.
My voice will shape our future. My spirit will ignite change.
Nginesidingo sekunakekelwa.
I have the right to be protected.
I decide my story.
The MTN Bushfire Schools Festival 2018 has a very strong theme. We are looking at child protection.
No matter what happens to you in your life, even if thunder and lightning comes and strikes you, know your value.
We are the team from Liana. You guys are going to watch the film that we made here in Swaziland in a few minutes. It's a very Swazi film. It is about creativity and beauty of people like you. So we hope you see yourselves in it. We want to just get to know you guys and hope that we can sort of open some of that creativity that we know is in all of you guys.
Okay, go to your roots, understand who you are, then find a way to craft your story in a way that will inspire other people.
When I rap, I feel like people are hearing my story.
I am being heard.
Allowing young people to tell their stories through the arts really opens up the door into creating solutions, lasting solutions that will ensure that young people are protected on a daily basis.
Rise up, young warriors. I see them bringing a show.
To facilitate the workshops at Bushfire was really interesting insight. We were using their bodies and creating images to talk about safety.
Being creative is part of who we are as human beings. An opportunity to express that, to explore that, to celebrate that, I think is very important.
Be you. Your identity is your most valuable possession. Protect it. As yourself, you are more than enough. You are capable of amazing things. Remember who you are.
Hey, this is my first time here at the MTN Bushfire Festival, and I'm having a lot of feelings inside. And sometimes singing helps me cool down, calm down myself, and just be in peace.
I have a hope that they know that each and every one of us has a purpose. They just have to stir that fire inside of them and bring it out.
For children to tell their stories creatively, it actually helps them to actually talk about issues that probably they are scared to talk about. So now they can easily use a fiction character and tell their stories without anybody judging them.
I had a great day. It was so fantastic.
My favorite part of today was watching Liana.
Please, I'll be the one telling the story now.
100% of your donations will go to help Young Heroes and Bomake rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.
I am so excited for today.
The European Union strongly believes that an empowered child or young person is an investment to a bright and more prosperous future.
The Schools Festival has created that spirit of togetherness, that spirit of we are one family. Our goal is to protect each other and to be there for each other.
The European Union is supporting child protection because we really believe that being exposed to art can encourage children to unlock all their potential, to unleash all their creativity.
Art is one aspect that would assist us in promoting social protection.
We are saying that all our children must be protected from any form of abuse.
Arts is important to the child. It opens their minds. They become creative. They can come up with a lot of things, and as a teacher you become like, wow, these people, they've got great minds. They surprise you.
Like I'm flying.
When I do drumming, I feel like I have power. When I'm singing, I feel like I'm an artist.
I felt the joy in my body.
We need children to be able to heal, and in the arts you find that place. You're able to take a step back and find that little corner where you can become yourself.
With the learners, and they see us willing to make fun of ourselves, it creates safety again. It creates like a safe place for them to be free to express themselves and share with us. Yeah.
Today it was a wonderful day. I learned you must trust yourself when you're doing something.
I learned that I must be strong and brave.
Just from us being together, even if it's happening once a year, it's something that lasts in our hearts, in our souls, and no matter where we go, I belong. And I can be greater than what is expected of me.
Bye-bye, Bushfire!
Our Green Your Fire partners are also keeping the fire burning and planning ahead for 2021, which promises to be the most sustainable festival to date. These partners include All Out Africa, Kula Tree Planting, Conservation Music, Greenpop, and Eco.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm the Campsite General Manager for the All Out Africa Bushfire Campsite. Very excited about all the changes that we're putting into place to make the campsite experience absolutely fantastic and a really like an extra festival experience really for everybody. 2021, campers can expect to see larger camping areas. So what that means is a bigger BYO area. So all of you that bring your own kit have more space to set up. The Bring Your Own in the Forest zone this year is much bigger than in previous years, so more of you can enjoy that shady area.
Hi, I'm Nana Shili. I'm the check-in desk manager. As you can see, that side will be our new check-in desk. We'll have more staff employed. People will be queuing for their festival tickets and their campsite tickets on the same queue. 2021 will have a bigger and better exclusive car park.
Hi, I'm Roland Thorne. I'm the campsite director. While the campsite has got bigger and has expanded, we've also made sure to maintain our roots in environmental responsibility. So this fits into the Green Your Fire theme. We will be recycling all the waste that goes through the campsite. We will make sure that we are not selling plastic bottles and that festival goers don't bring plastic bottles in. We will encourage people to use reusable bottles, and there will be water fountain stations where you can refill. The campsite will be running this year with waterless toilets. These things put together will be reducing the footprint of the festival and the campsite itself. All Out Africa and the campsite through Bushfire are also heavily involved with the Cooler Tree Planting Project. This project gives festival goers an opportunity to plant a tree, to leave their own legacy on the festival. In the spirit of Green Your Fire, you can come to MTN Bushfire Festival and plant your own tree as part of the rewilding of sections of this beautiful farm so that you can leave your mark for the future and for future generations.
Cooler tree planting has been on site at MTN Bushfire for a number of years, encouraging and inviting festival guests to take some time out of their festival experience to plant some trees within the local environment. The organization prides itself on planting seeds of change in Eswatini.
Festivals are temporary community immersion spaces, and they are able to really influence the way that people engage in their own world.
The MTN Bushfire Festival has launched its new Green Your Fire environmental drive. The MTN Bushfire Festival, together with the All Out Africa Foundation and Greenpop, coming together, creating a platform for people to plant trees and actually get the work done, is an amazing thing. Green Your Fire.
100% of your donations will go to help Young Heroes and Bomake rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.
After years of soul-searching and months in the African wilderness, musician and geographer Alex Paulin combined his foremost passions and founded Conservation Music, a non-profit aiming to foster a global culture of sustainability using music as the messenger. At Bushfire 2017 in Eswatini, Conservation Music produced its first ever #crowd studio, an uber-inclusive collaboration inviting artists from all over the world to add their talent to an environmentally charged song. With dozens of artists and over 50 tracks total, the song was then arranged and mixed down into what you are about to experience.
Music.
Music.
Earth.
Earth.
Humanity.
Humanity.
Mino, lahati, sithu.
Nyimbo, dziko, umuntu.
Nyimbo,
isonde,
umuntu.
nyimbo,
munyika.
nobuza kubatana.
Umculo nemhlaba nobuntu.
Mumanzi, Passerino, Nehunu.
Music, earth, humanity.
Hey, welcome to our Conservation Music Showcase, powered by Earth Song, and brought to you in celebration of bushfires, #KeepTheFireBurning. My name is Alex Paulin, founder and CEO of Conservation Music and Earth Song. We use music to educate, activate, and advocate for our planet. Today I'll be sharing a short showcase of exciting music videos from across Southern Africa. At the end of the showcase, we are super excited to release a brand new, never-before-seen music video from Eswatini, featuring artists such as Vuvulane, Pachanga, Smiles Makama, Sands, Boloja, Black Rhino, Igbo Intellectual, and Buddy Masango, many of whom are performing virtually today. If you like what you see today, you can find more at weareearthsong.org. Now, in times like these, it is essential to keep the spirit of unity and hope alive, spreading acts of kindness to those who need it most. Our team is committed to manifesting and delivering positive and informative messaging in the face of adversity. We believe wholeheartedly in the power of song to uplift spirits and unify people during difficult times. As with all of humanity, connecting with nature is an important part of fostering our emotional and physical well-being. On that note, I hope you will enjoy music video 1 out of 4 in our countdown to today's brand new music video release from Eswatini. From Pretoria, South Africa, here's Protect Our Water by Haiku, Tabiso Tabete, and tribute Birdie Mboweni.
When the sun shines overwhelming and the elders are requesting through a rain dance, calling out to Mother Africa, do you hear me? Save our water, let it rain abundantly. Let the rivers flow into infinity. Though she brings joy to the community, still she stays quiet in humility. Cause if she had the upper hand, she'd get acknowledged by the government. And all the children that she's mothering wouldn't thirst again. Let the water cleanse. The people bringing healing to this land. Let's celebrate them on the bulletin. And all the suffering and the ignorance, bring it to an end.
How do we live now in a world without rain? Our rivers are dry now and my people live in pain. But we can make it if we unite together again. Love is the answer and the healing that gives us sin. Without you there is no life. I need you now. Show me where you are. I need you now. Dinga wena ya, bua haya mo. Funa wena ya, ita iso mo. Dinga wena
You keep us alive. Through pieces of your making, we learn to survive. It's time we came to realize what we have in you and what we stand to lose. Milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya ina kusaseka ngwina, milambo ya ina shayisa ni ngwina, milambo ya
Now, as you can see, one of the causes that is closest to our hearts is the plight of the environment. In fact, most of the music videos being screened throughout this showcase were produced during a 13-month eco-musical journey from Cape Town's drying coast to Mount Kilimanjaro's melting glaciers, beginning during South Africa's Day Zero water crisis. Today, the work of conservation music has expanded to confront a wide variety of struggles, both human and environmental, through a youth-led network of local chapters known as Earth Song. To learn more or get involved, or just see some more cool videos, please check out weareearthsong.org. In the meantime, it's time for music video 2 out of 4, and today's countdown to our brand new music video release from Eswatini. We hope you'll enjoy the Zambian climate change hit performed by our good friends Teresa Ngambi, James Sakala, Maureen Lilanda, Pompey, and Shops during our eco-musical journey from Cape Town to Kilimanjaro. This is Samalilani.
There is a world is still yet unseen, in which we have cut our children's dreams, burning land and drying dreams, infertile soul, no food to eat, 11 years to look inside, to change our ways and turn the tide, 11 years to truly find our humble state in nature's mind.
Ukwenda chuma ndalama kutipese, kukwendeseza chuma ndalama kupese tiko, kupaya nyama kugulisa masengo nkulakwa, kupaya nyama kushoka sanga nako nkulakwa, kutema mitengo kushoka malasha, kutema mitengo ziko langala onongeka Samalilani. Vite kwa vamsanga Samalilani, vite kwa vamsanga Samalilani, vinyama vamsanga Samalilani, vite kwa vamsanga.
Kukula kwandi watabanjemele fula wambona ile nkwane fitie usuma wampanga yege mwikateme fiti mulya munika mumpili na mumulundu ukabyale fiti konso kaya wewo Samalilani, kinyama vamsanga Samalilani, vite kwa vamsanga Samalilani, kinyama vamsanga Samalilani, vite kwa vamsanga. Siku za kuda antwenzonkala bwino bwino namtendere manje muntu kusambera gwira gwira ononga ononga aononga dziko samala dziko za kusamala.
Ring the alarm, this is an emergency. require bravery. Listen clear. It's a mission, we gon' need your ears. Climate change it is not a word to just provoke your fears. This should be a trend, hashtag it, tell it to your peers. Be a pioneer, never wait for masses to appear. You can make it, you can be the change. From the lowest to the highest, with the title by your name, you can make the change.
Water I flow and give survival to creation. Generation to generation, conservation will serve the nation. Kariba dam, it is dam. When the water goes low, load shedding goes high. Same problems, same questions, little na my low. Let's recycle manzi, use the manzi wisely. Somebody lani, hey, somebody lani, oh, somebody lani, hey, somebody lani, hey, somebody lani,
We've been activating fire starters at Bushfire since 2016, and we're excited to be back this year virtually. Some of our most cherished Bushfire memories include our belated friend Dr. Oliver Mutakudzi's headline performance in 2016 and the bonfire jam sessions that ensued in the campground thereafter. Setting up a crowd studio in the middle of the festival in 2017 and recording passersby into one big beautiful song. Hosting jam sessions and discussions en route to Mount Kilimanjaro during Expedition K2K in 2018, and linking up with old friends and new from all over the African music scene, brought together by Bushfire 2019. Video 3 out of 4 is that audience-fueled crowd studio clip from our Bring Your Fire booth in 2017. Keep your eyes peeled for familiar faces. Now, after this amazing video, we'll round out our 4-part showcase with our brand new release from Eswatini, Nakakela Mklaba. So stay tuned.
Seasons, we're a fire still breathing. You're the all we have in common. Healing now, and maybe far to choose another. Holy light, it seems a father, and maybe mother in another. Healing now.
seasons. We're a fire still breathing. The earth is all we have in common. Healing now, and he be far to choose another. Holy light, it seems a father, and he be mother in all another. Healing now.
Climate change, you gotta stay dynamic when you're in dynamic range. If Simon says you shouldn't let her do what Simon says, I was a corn under the pressure till the diamond came. Except for stun the game, you should hear the message if you're in my sonic range. Need the horse by the horse, you feel the fucking hips. Need the horse by the horse, you let us not forget. Let us not forget. To choose another, holy light it seems a father, and we be mother in all another. Healing now, calling out all the seasons. We're a fire still breathing. You're the all we have in common. Healing now, calling out all the seasons. We're a fire still breathing.
Last but not least, I present to you one of my favorite productions we have ever done, unreleased until this day. Without further ado, this is Nakakelo Mhlaba from the heart of Eswatini, performed by Velimseni, Pachanga, Smiles Makama, Sands, Boloja, Black Rhino, Rebo Intellectual, and Buddy Masango.
Children need to eat. The rains, they are gone, mama. Don't care. bonke babuke wena bodlangwenya hlasela mage bodlangwenya
Stawkhale labantu Stawbale labantu Singikile Nasi mfuni maseshi Nasi tula mapeli Waka yo
Kekelu shaba mfana Una kekelu Try like a stolen heart Try like a stolen heart Kekelu shaba mfana Una kekelu Try like a stolen heart Try like a stolen heart
Lomhlaba lona ngeke adliwe manje Lomhlaba lona uyakekela nakekele unakekele Imbisi Disebenza tiphumelele nebunini bato Imbisi United we stand together we conquer asifikele imvelo yethu silungiselele kusasa I never have to carry all of the myths of all the false in the teaching. I just wanna be living. I never have to hear a verse of all the earth things you pieces. I just wanna be praising. I just wanna give a diverse a breath in just my presence. I just wanna be black rhino. I never have to be carried across above the earth just to fix it. Nasimfuni maseshi nathatula mapeli waka yo
Try like a stolen heart Try like a stolen
Music.
Earth.
Humanity.
Mino lehatsi sithu.
Nyimbo dziko umuntu.
Nyimbo
isonde
umuntu.
Nyimbo
munyika. Nobuza kubatana.
Umculo nemhlaba nobuntu.
Mumanzi, Pasalino, Nehunu.
Music. Earth.
Humanity.
Greenpop is a South African-based non-profit initiative headed up by Misha Teasdale that is on a mission to plant trees, green communities, and empower environmental stewards across sub-Saharan Africa. With projects in 4 countries in sub-Saharan Africa, Greenpop is doing essential work around forest restoration, urban greening, and sustainable development. Greenpop have partnered with MTN Bushfire and the Kula Tree Project to host tree planting at the past few MTN Bushfire festivals.
My name is Misha Teasdale and I am the CEO of an organization called Greenpop. I am not a scientist or an ecologist. I did not study business or anything to do with the development space. I like to think of myself as a creative catalyst. Greenpop is based in Cape Town, South Africa. Our mission: plant trees, make communities greener, empower environmental stewards across Africa and hopefully the world. We believe in reconnecting people with the planet by getting active and not anxious about the future. We're on a mission to make greening popular and show everyone that changing the world can be really fun. I want to say a massive thanks to Bushfire and Jigs for keeping the fire burning during this challenging time. Massive respect to and appreciation for all that you've done for art and culture and development in your part of Africa. I was asked to bring some of my own fire and share it with you beautiful people. What am I all about? What are my thoughts? What's keeping my own fire burning? For too long, we as a society have been distracted or perversely incentivized to degrade our biotic systems, which are in reality our life support system. There is a significant need for a paradigm shift. In South Africa, evidence of these repercussions of degraded landscapes are made very clear from the tragic fires experienced here in 2017 and 2018. These were some of the worst fires ever recorded in this part of the world. Beyond the fires in Southern Africa, we've now experienced 3 years of back-to-back nature-based disasters. Day zero of 2017 and 2018, where Cape Town and many parts of Southern Africa almost ran completely dry of water. 2019, where Hurricane Ida wiped out communities and farmlands across Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi. And then lastly, of course, the coronavirus. Each time we've been faced with one of these existential calamities, we've struggled to wrap our heads around the root cause. Instead, we get out an exceptionally large plaster, very expensive, and we hope the issue goes away. We need to start looking at the systemic issues within these repeated signs. The signs tell us that nature is out of balance. Instead of short-term solutions, we need to approach environmental issues with a generational view in mind. According to the UN, the choices and actions with regards to how we restore and manage our collective ecosystems over the next 10 years will be the determinant of whether we survive as a common humanity or not. That means what you and I do now for the next 10 years will really be the deciding factor on whether we survive as a species. Please just let that sink in. Circling back to the coronavirus, I see one positive outcome: the potential for us to have a significant shift in the right direction. Our current global resolve to restore this huge problem on a planetary scale. Never in my entire lifetime have I seen a worldwide action to solve a single problem much like this. While I don't agree with every approach, I can appreciate the collective willpower to get the job done. If all governments, companies, and individuals were to work with a single common agenda, we would be able to move, or rather restore, mountains. That's what we need to get us on a positive trajectory that could get both humans and the planetary systems we depend on to thrive again. We need the urgency of war. We need the urgency of global pandemic. We need to apply this thinking to restoring the planet's ecosystems on a massive scale. As the world mobilizes to address this current crisis, I worry that our focus on COVID-19 has allowed humanity to become distracted from the large, looming creep of climate crisis. 6 months ago, Greta Thunberg and the youth climate movement were an everyday media occurrence. Today, nobody is talking about her and the rest of the young people that will be picking up the proverbial mess that is left behind by climate collapse. For our path forward, I see two possible trajectories. In one, we will see a sideline of the conversations around the climate action in favor of drastic measures to restart economies. We're already seeing governments take this path. Both China and the US, two of the biggest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions, are already relaxing environmental policies, hoping that it'll stimulate the economy. I'm hoping for a second outcome, one in which collective action we're seeing today can be redirected to address the climate crisis once our current calamities have been resolved. In order for us to restore our planet and our own humanity, I believe we need to reconnect with nature. we need to do this in an inspirational and very practical sense. I believe this is possible through the magic of festivals. At Greenpop, we facilitate tree planting festivals. Some are host to over 1,000 people in attendance, planting over 10,000 trees at one event. We bring together tree planting, permaculture, mushroom workshops, natural building workshops, mural art, beekeeping, and various other hands-on sustainable and lifestyle restoration activities. The act of bringing people together in a festival-like format to facilitate restoration of landscapes can have a profound effect on restoring these communities if done with intention. The challenges we have ahead of us are of epic proportions, but there is an army of us, warriors of the light, committed to restoring even a little part of the earth. Whether it'll make a difference or not, we can't know. Perhaps it's arrogant or foolish to think we could even try. Regardless, it's worth a shot, and it's an effort that will help restore our own humanity. We need to come together and plant trees as a community. Let's give people an opportunity to create in nature and not just be observers. Let's become creators who feel a deeper sense of connection, a balance, and a harmony with our natural world. Let's have the wisdom we need to build a productive and regenerative culture. Let's make meaningful connections with the people we don't know. For as in nature, diversity really is our strength. Planting trees together solidifies a sense of collaboration we need to create strength in our community. Imagine the exhilaration you feel when you march up a hill with fellow warriors, waving flags, pounding drums, all going in the same direction, all with the same mission. At the end of the day of tree planting, with so many people and so many trees, it feels like you have literally run a marathon and you've won. Only you've all won, all together. Once you've experienced this mass tree planting, the intentional and collaborative community, your heart will open up. Your compassion dial will dial up, and you'll feel restored and ready to take on new and complex personal challenges. I believe that now, more than ever, we need to restore the earth and her people. We can't achieve one without the other. Festivals bring people together to celebrate. These origins were based on giving thanks to the natural world, to give thanks to the harvests which nature provides. The current global pandemic gives us a window into the risks we humans take in the way we are conducting our lives, our unsustainable relationship we have with our planetary systems. We can use this as an opportunity to reevaluate our approach, to change our economies, our Western consumer value systems, to survive and hopefully thrive as a humanity. We need to take these lessons and apply them in a massive way. We must build resilient communities. We must change the way we do business, the way we govern, the way we politic, the way we engage with the world around us. We need a whole system approach central to the decisions we make and the actions we take. We are all bound to the future of our land. To find our true nature, we need to go back to it. If we don't, the climate emergency and all the natural disasters that are cumulatively kicking our asses and telling us to wake up will get the better of us. It's our choice. If we make restoration of people and planet about the celebration of nature and culture, we make the idea of this evolutionary shift more mainstream. We make it more inclusive. We make it more about our real human needs, not wants, and about nature. Thank you.
%100% of your donations will go to help Young Heroes and Bomake rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.
Makulu have been bringing their fire to MTN Bushfire for over 10 years. They are an ethical media agency that are specialists in creating impactful campaigns about the most pressing issues we face in the world today. This dedicated team have been making official MTN Bushfire videos for over a decade and are always focused on the human stories that reach deep into our souls and spark positive change. Sunshine Cinema spark conversation using African-made films and documentaries. They are a network of solar-powered cinemas in South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Malawi. Every day, the team of Sunbox ambassadors help start important discussions, and in doing so, assist in leading their respective communities towards a more educated, equal, and just society.
We're in Kyolo, Malawi, at the tea farming area, and we are about to screen The Boy Harness the Wind, so we're showing it back to the community.
This is amazing.
What the Sandbox means to me is that we are here to unlock conversation within our municipality.
Within our black communities, stories of black people are not being told. So I feel like being a Sandbox ambassador will play a very important role in showcasing films to our black people.
I wanted to be part of change. I wanted to be part of real change in community. I think visual things have an impact and an imprint in people's minds and quickly affect the way they react and behave in society, or maybe it quickly leaves a lasting imprint in their minds.
Within my society, there have been challenges where people have been actually failing to have conversations within a community openly. Some of the films, it teaches people about activism and them having right to speak out. So me being a facilitator of that, I feel like I'm actually playing a big role.
What does that film say about what we should do as a community?
I learned that anything is possible no matter where you come from.
The boy was very intelligent.
I think it also gives us a push to say, what is it that we can do?
From a small idea, something big came from it.
Big wow and well done, guys. It's a beautiful film.
In the past, we had very few African-made movies. In fact, maybe there was a moment in time where we had none. So these African-made movies, they portray what we are, what we believe in. They portray our strength as Africans. They define us. Change is very, very difficult. Not everybody accepts it, but then I do what I do because I know that I am bringing them hope. Here I am carrying these films back to the communities. Somewhere, somehow, it will trigger something in that person's mind. It might take years, but I know that I have planted a seed. Someday that seed will grow, turn into a tree and then bear fruits. My hope is that I should see the impact is there. It's about seeing that people are actually doing something about what they saw in a film. So that will make me very, very happy.
This dedicated team have been making the official MTN Bushfire videos for over a decade and are always focused on the human stories that reach deep into our souls and spark positive change.
When we think about storytelling, we have to start with light. It arrives in our life from millions of miles away. We rise early to meet it, and we wait for hours to capture the last of its golden rays. Yet this invisible wave touches all of us, dancing on every face and on every surface, impacting us in infinite ways. We are shaped by how its rays reflect who we are and where we are going, cutting through the dark, revealing stories that burn away our differences and usher in the new. It can be hard to look into the light, to be left with nothing but questions. We seek out the lighthouse people, those brave individuals calling us to focus our attention, to be present, that shine the way out of difficult places.
So my role is to empower and encourage him or her that even if you are HIV positive, you can still fulfill that dream and hit that goal.
I feel more for these people because I'm interested in not for what they're going through, but for who they are.
50 years ago in the Eastern Cape, I had better schooling and better conditions than some of these kids.
I think and believe that there is hope.
La population homosexuelle africaine, ce sont des Africains.
Their story becomes our story, to share, to move a mountain, to take action. Makulu, moving images.
I crave to see what you've given me.
Eswatini Climate Coalition, also known as ECO, is a grassroots organization promoting awareness, action, and civic engagement around climate change in Eswatini. They aim to inform and empower all sectors of society by sharing news and information and running projects, events, talks, and workshops for the general public. The team partnered with MTN Bushfire 2020 to launch the first annual Eswatini Youth Climate Forum called Hlumisa, a platform for young people from the region to discuss the challenges and solutions faced in their environments and climate-related work or projects. Unfortunately, all these plans have now changed, but we are reimagining ways forward. The climate crisis is here to stay and will keep getting worse unless we reconfigure our attitudes and start building a better future today.
Hey Bushfire, my name is Dane from the Eswatini Climate Coalition, and we were supposed to be doing a youth forum called Hlumisa with Bushfire, which was going to be a forum for young people in the country and also the region to come together finally as a way of talking about climate and environmental issues and what affects them, and get input from everybody about how best we can come up with content that better engages youth in the country and raises awareness on the climate crisis and environmental issues in general. That's not happening, unfortunately. But ECHO, or the Eswatini Climate Coalition, is still forging ahead with the things that we're doing. We encourage you to check us out online, eswatiniclimate.org, or on social media channels. We're releasing articles and we're always looking for content from people, especially youth, to write things and share videos about what's affecting them. We might not be having an actual forum, but we're going to be revisiting that in some way, and hopefully this is a way for us to think differently about the crises that we're facing, starting with this pandemic. And I could speak for ages on this, but I think it's probably better to let my colleague Tibo take the lead on this and give you a bit more information on himself and the things that we're trying to do. Stay safe, all of you. Keep the fire burning. Thank you, Bushfire.
Greenpop intellectual from the kingdom of Eswatini, with no beat in my mind, with a beat in my heart. I keep the fire burning, keep on learning, keeps on churning. I understand that it's a pretty difficult time for everyone around since we're going through a global pandemic, but it's really important, it's really mandatory, it's really fundamental that we continue and we go on. Creative, being impactive. Is that even a word? Bushfire 2020, let me know. Thank you. Hey you, stay safe you. Sanbonan, Greenpop intellectual from the kingdom of Eswatini. I am a creative, and I'd just like to remind everyone, especially artists, that during these trying times, we must not forget why we do what we do. The messages that we convey are still important. The crises that we have been experiencing before coronavirus and this global pandemic still exist, and we need to play our role in mitigating some of the effects of these crises that we see in these modern times. These next poems speak about global climate change. Pumalanga Sigothe and 1.5 billion suns ago. I hope you enjoy.
1.5 billion suns ago, I was born. To forest, to air, to water and to life. My roots are rippling, cascading, spiraled, translucent, wood-like flesh matter. As it is above, so as below I am known. As Baobab elder, earth ancestor, heavens are my shelter. Soul of the soil, my center, I am a prayer, a solid prayer. I am an oxygen bank robbed, embellished with sashes of gashes from chainsaw. Heat strapped, splattered across the ether. The air blood my trunk has pumped for all the suns is smoke choked, smog cloaked. I am dying, I am infected, chronically afflicted with human. Skyline magenta, twilight parada, sunrise caressa, queen to baobab elder. 1.5 billion suns ago I was born. To wind, to space, to rain cloud, and to life. My vast blue, a mirror to river and ocean hue, a condensed state of all breath, keeper of starry wealth, giver of lightning red, for I am a mother. I am the only heaven the naked eye knows, the reservoir of all prayers from down below, yet I am a prayer myself, a gaseous prayer, as it is above, so as below. Climate mule, caught in a fossil fuel duel, I have become dual, protector, and harmed. Heat trapped, ozone layer fried, carbon monoxide tied, I am grappling for ways to survive, I am dying. I am infected, chronically afflicted with human. Sun-tide enchantress, fluid light heiress, sky plant empress. My name is river god princess, daughter to baobab elder and skyline magenta. I was born 5 million suns ago, to morning dew, to wetlands, to flood, and to life. My moistened breath a cool, pool blue water. I swoon from mountain apogee, a silver splash upon earth crash. I pay tribute to my tributaries in lake, springs, and stream. I am a hydrosocial portal. For as long as I can remember, I have been running downstream, running upstream, as it is above, so as below. I am a prayer, a liquid prayer. For as long as I can remember, I have been running from scramble of Africa. Gold mine deposits, my banks collapse. Industrial revolution, waste fed, water body maimed, body shamed, global warmed to a boil, I evaporate. I am dying. I am infected, chronically afflicted with human. Yet, natural selection rejects my death. She only seeks to restore her balance. You, men, which side shall you fall on? Kill or be killed? Heal so you live.
100% of your donations will go to help Young Heroes and Bomake rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.
Vendors at the MTN Global Food Village are not only sourced due to their ability to bring the best eats, but rather also on their sustainable practices. Local Eswatini-based Black Mamba is one such company that has a strong focus on food sovereignty that emphasizes ecologically appropriate production, distribution and consumption, social economic justice, and the importance of local food systems as a way to tackle hunger and poverty.
Hi everyone. My name is Claudia Castellanos. I am the co-founder and CEO, that reads Chile Enthusiast Officer of Black Mamba, which is a social business from our very own Eswatini here that manufactures gourmet foods that are made with locally, organically grown ingredients and no added nonsense, which means for us necessarily no artificial flavors, colorants, preservatives, and I think funny that you don't know how to pronounce. So I've been invited by Bushfire to bring our fire and to keep your fire burning. And the way that we know how to do that is by bringing our heat in terms of chilies. So I just wanted to bring you today a very quick and easy recipe that you can do at home. And also, obviously, we're bringing the heat through what we do in terms of our chilies. What we decided to do today is stuffed avos with black bean salsa. As we do with Black Mamba, we want our food to be tasty, to be easy, to be quick, and to be healthy and wholesome. So that's why we choose this sort of like recipe. So what you need in order to do this recipe is avos. So avos are very much a staple food for us here in Eswatini, in Southern Africa. We love them. It's a fruit that is packed with goodness, with lots of vitamins, lots of good stuff, and also tastes delicious, very versatile. So these ones in particular are actually grown here at home for our avo tree, which makes it even more fulfilling because it's the food that you actually grow yourself. It's becoming a little bit of a trend nowadays with urban gardens, with people growing their own foods because of the pandemic. So that's actually one of the silver linings that we have. And then what we're gonna do, obviously you're gonna get an avo that is ripe, so it's actually very soft that you can open. And the black bean salsa is almost like a call out to where I'm from originally, because I'm originally from Colombia. And also salsa because it's a very versatile sort of mix. It's usually made with lots of fresh ingredients like we have here. And you can use it not only obviously for stuffed avos like in this case, but also for dipping, for tacos, so it's very versatile. So what you need for the salsa, you need, in this case, you need black beans that are here. So those are usually the black beans that you can get on a can very easily. Corn also, for any local supermarket that you get straight away. We're gonna have some tomatoes that have been previously chopped. So in this case, it's fresh tomatoes that are here. And we're gonna get also fresh chopped red onions here, previously chopped. And the finishing touch for the black bean salsa is organic coriander that we have here. Ready. And then for dressing it, you can actually make it vegan just like that, but if you want to add extra touch, what we do is having some crumbled feta cheese to add on top. And for the dressing, we have olive oil. We're gonna squeeze some fresh lemon juice for my lemons here, and we're gonna add some cumin and some salt. So before we even start, what I wanted to do is just give, as you can see, all of this food that is here is literally brought to us because we have farmers. So I think farmers are very much the unsung heroes of all this crisis. So I just wanted to bring a big shout out because they're the beginning of the value chain, and without farmers, we wouldn't have any food. And another thing that is very important, I guess, with this sort of crisis is that it has brought up how we as humans are going back to basics, and back to basics means literally food and health. So we're not talking only about food, about farmers that grow our food, but how we actually improve our health by eating great foods, like foods that are healthy, that are wholesome. So the shout out goes, in this case, also to local organizations that allow us to connect to those farmers. So for instance, these tomatoes that we have here come from an organization called Farm to Table, locally in Eswatini, that connects farmers, small farmers, to us as consumers. And basically the beauty of it all is that they deliver even to your house. So you get all these fresh, beautiful ingredients delivered directly to your house. And the other organization that we would like to give a shout out to locally is an NGO called Guba. Guba also actually not only grows fresh, organically grown ingredients for, obviously, for people, consumers in Eswatini, but they actually teach farmers permaculture techniques and organic farming in order to make them more resilient. So we do have a partnership with them as Black Mamba for many years that allows us to actually get fresh ingredients, mostly our chilies and herbs from Guba and their farmers, and allows us to actually make our products, like we said before, with no added nonsense and fresh ingredients. So that's kind of like giving on this sort of stress on this footnote on the importance of food and health and these organizations that allow you to connect to the farmers. That being said, let's start with our recipe straight away. So what you're gonna do, we're gonna actually get one of these really nice avos and we're gonna cut it vertically like this in half. So making sure obviously you get an avo that is nice and ripe. So you cut it all the way around. And a very nice trick that we have with avos is like if you do kind of like a neat a horizontal twist like this, you get straight away 2 halves of the avos that are perfect. And you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful ripe avo here. So I'm gonna take this half that has the nice hole to stuff with my salsa. And the other half, I'm gonna keep it with the pip inside. So that's a very nice trick when you're cooking. That's what taught by me by my mom many, many years ago in Colombia. If you leave the pip in, that prevents the avo from actually oxidizing and turning all black. But it still might taste nice, but it doesn't look very nice. So rather keep it like that. So I'm gonna keep this one on the side to do it afterwards. So you have your half avo, and now we're just gonna quickly do our salsa. So I'm just gonna get my black beans here and put it on this big pot like this. Okay. Then after that, I'm gonna get my corn. Nice. Then my tomatoes, I put too many tomatoes, so I'm just not gonna add them all, just a little bit. So that was 2 chopped tomatoes. I'm gonna add probably 1.5. Red onion here. Also maybe too much, so I'm just gonna put half of a red onion. And my fresh organic coriander. So coriander, once again, either you love it or hate it. So if you hate it, don't put it, of course. But if you love it, just put as much as you want. So you can see straight away, this has such beautiful colors and amazing smell so far. So what we're gonna do after that, I'm just gonna add my dressing, basically. So I'm gonna take half a spoon of cumin. So that gives also kind of like a very Mexican sort of flavor to it. We love cumin as a spice, it's just so delicious. It's a secret ingredient of some of our sauces, by the way. And some salt. Same again, we don't really use a lot of salt, so I'd rather take like a half a teaspoon of salt. And to finalize, I'm just gonna get some freshly squeezed lemon juice here, out of like this big lemon. I always use a lemon squeezer, I find it a lot easier. So we're just gonna do and go big, generous squeeze of lemon. Nice. And the last thing, little drizzle of olive oil. There you go. And I'm just gonna mix all the ingredients together. Making sure they're all well mixed. So you have this beautiful, I can smell from here. I can smell the lemon juice, the cumin all together. Oh, it smells delicious. And this is how it looks, like very colorful, really beautiful, really fresh. So when that's done, what you're gonna do very easily, we're just gonna spoon some of our mixture inside this avo. And as I said before, if you have it already like this, it would be really lovely to eat like that. But if you want to add extra flavor and you're not a vegan, we can just put a little bit of crumble, feta cheese that I had before. It also makes it look really pretty. Okay, so now you have that. And of course, the magic comes just at the end when you add a little bit of heat. When we bring our fire to this dish, and what we decided in this case, we have like a nice range of chili sauces that have different flavors and different levels of heat, different chilies. We said before, all the colors are because of the fresh chilies, because we don't use anything artificial. But this one in particular, which is our chipotle, is made with red jalapenos that we get from Cuba, that we smoke ourselves, so it has a beautiful smoky flavor. Very, very popular in South America. So I'm just gonna drizzle, and of course that depends on how much of a chili head you are or not. You're gonna drizzle more or less. There you go. Et voila. There you go. Now you have a beautiful avo, stuffed avo, with our chipotle chili sauce and black bean salsa. So before we actually taste this beauty, the last sort of kind of like awareness that we want to bring in our segment is We mentioned before about how important our health is these days and how we want to actually try to eat foods that are wholesome and healthy, free of poison, etc. But I think it's important to link that to the health of our planet. I think a good silver lining about this crisis is this sort of like shout out to sustainability. And I think it has brought to our attention as humans that this sort of economic model of growth that we have that is based on crazy growth is not sustainable in the long term. So a thing as consumers that we can do is obviously to try to work with the sustainability is to buy less and consume less. But of course, at some point you need to buy things. So when you buy, what we try to do is try to buy from those organizations of businesses that are having a positive impact on our planet. So positive impact could be because they take care of the environment, because they take care of communities, because they take care of something that is very close to you. As consumers, I think it's very important that we have a lot of power as consumers to actually shape the world in the post-COVID time, to actually just shape it to something that is more sustainable. So we do have this great power, but it comes obviously with the great responsibility to choose wisely. So the last part of things is to allow us as consumers, and also, well, basically as consumers, to actually make sure that we make the right choices towards sustainability. That being said, I think it's time now to try this beauty. So I'm just going to take my spoon. Let's see. Guys, this is absolutely delicious. I can taste the mix of the heat of the sauce, of the chipotles, of the smokiness of it with the crunchiness of the red onions, the tomatoes, the black beans, all together with the soft buttery taste of the avo is just amazing. So what I encourage you guys to do is to try this at home. As you can see, it doesn't take long and it's very easy and super tasty. And if you want to share with us, you can actually go onto our website, blackmambachili.com, or actually post photos or follow us on social media. Our handle is @blackmambafood. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival, and until next time, ciao!
100% of your donations will go to help Young Heroes and Bomake rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.
Another Eswatini-based business with a strong focus on sustainable practices is the Vuvulane Food Market, a natural open-air cafe using locally sourced ingredients in their menu, owned by artist and social entrepreneur Kulegani Msweli, who through the Vuvulane OVC Outreach Foundation has been serving hundreds of meals during the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm Kulegani Msweli. I'm a designer by training. I'm trained in fashion design and art. So I'm a designer and artist, and I live here in Vuvulane. Well, the Vuvulane Food Market, which you can see just behind us, is a concept which has now been running for a year. So we started in January 2019 as a concept of trying to bring healthy food to the public, but make it accessible, make it fresh, and try and offer as much as possible organic food to the public, whether locally living in Vuvulane or any tourist passing by. It's been an interesting journey, as you asked, in terms of how do I transition from being a designer and then now having a food space in the middle of nowhere by the side of the road in Vuvulane. So I think that was something which was going to happen at some point, where I believe what I do as a designer is something which speaks to my general lifestyle, where I'm always one of those people who's always advocating for a holistic way of life, which means healthy living. And even if the clothes I design, it's about making sure they are ethically sourced in terms of the materials. So it's about a holistic way of life. And it then culminated in having the food market as just another extension to my creative endeavors.
Vuvulane Food Market has received several praises locally and internationally. This eco-friendly space definitely speaks to Kulegani's creativity and out-of-the-box entrepreneurship drive. Khulekani is not new to the scene. He is the brains behind the famous design brand Jerome Paul that creates artisanal-led, handmade products in furniture and fashion. Khulekani's background in design definitely played a major role in him creating this amazing market project cafe.
Initially, choosing this specific spot here in Vuvulane firstly came across there was just a need of making sure that the space is free of crime. There was a lot of crime because it's a space which is right next to the road and right next to our main bus stop. And you'd find there are a lot of people who are coming off the bus at night, and there were certain incidents which were happening in terms of rape and things like that. So I then thought it would be great to just make the space a more positive space. So the one thing which could involve in terms of turning it into a business, but also a social enterprise where we can offer a few basic jobs and great food for the public, and also introduce organic vegetable growing, and also introduce a different approach to how you can build your space from nothing.
From the moment you walk in, you are captured by the artistic and all-natural design space with handmade furniture and vintage style. Eco-friendly efforts are gaining momentum as more people realize that protecting the earth is important. Vuvulane Food Market has created green strategies into this market cafe in the effort to create a healthy and sustainable environment.
In terms of the building and the style in which we've used or have designed the food market around, mainly it was about the whole concept of eco-building, which I'm one person who really advocates greatly about sustainability in everything I do. So even when coming up with the design for the market, for the Vuvulane Food Market, it had to be something really affordable without spending a lot of capital heavy in terms of assets and how to build it. So the easiest way and the most environmentally friendly way was a matter of trying to salvage old materials like old pallet crates, which we dismantled to create the counter, and we used to create the backdrop of the food market. And then even with some of the rafters around the building, that we had to use. There's an invasive species which is about 200 meters from where we are, where we just had to cut off those growing plants to use as a form of shading for the area. So yeah, so most of it is based on the whole concept of taking old unused material and making it new, and trying our best to make sure that we don't have a large carbon footprint.
Khulekani believes in self-sufficiency and rural development through entrepreneurship. He says it's all about restoring our dignity as rural dwellers by supporting Vuvulane farmers. This is why they source their ingredients locally by supporting local farmers and businesses in Vuvulane.
So the meals which we offer here at the Vuvulane Food Market are based on simplicity. So we always say it's about simple, good food, which is affordable, yet using organic ingredients. So most of our meals, we have our chicken open sandwich, and we have our chicken fried rices and salads. So also with vegetarian options in our salads. But mainly we have a small organic garden just on the site where we grow our herbs, which we use as garnishes in the meals and use as salads within the meals. So that way it's always making sure that the food that we offer here is very fresh and is organic. We don't use any forms of pesticides to it, but we follow permaculture principles in how we try and grow our food.
Vuvulane Food Market uses items that are sourced locally and produced organically. Their fruits are from the nearest farmers market. Their herbs are grown right at the cafe, and you will enjoy outstanding flavor along with a smaller footprint on the earth.
Ever since we started, in terms of our target market or target audience, or to our space, we've always thought it's the general community who are coming to the bus stop. That was the first point of reference, to say we'll try and offer something, a muffin, a drink, to someone who's coming to wait for the bus. And also because it's a busy road which feeds our main South African border, which is Mananga border. We tend to have quite a lot of cross-border travelers who stop by and have a coffee and have a sandwich. So I'd say it's the tourist who is just crossing by in the area and needing something, a place to just stop by and relax and have a coffee and have something to eat. And also the locals, even the folk who are working in the nearby sugar mill, they sometimes come here for their lunches during the week. So it's a variety of people, but mainly it's all sorts. People coming to stop for the bus, a person passing by, and those that are curious, just seeing something a little bit different on the road and then coming to have a conversation. Yes, we do have challenges now and again. At first, you find, because it's an open structure, when it's heavy rains, you find maybe you won't have the comfort of just sitting on our garden chairs. We all have to huddle in this sheltered space. And also, yes, because it's near the roads, you'll find we'll have petty break-ins. People may be trying to see if we have extreme treasures, which they don't find any. So you might find maybe one pot stolen now and again, which is not a major issue on our side, but it's a challenge that's there because we are in a community which is, to an extent, highly impoverished. So you find you will have petty crime now and again, but we are trying to make sure that people find it as a place for the community to engage and share conversations. But challenges, yes, they do come up now and again.
100% of your donations will go to help Young Heroes and Bomake rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.
With the need for active participation from every individual, that includes you too, In the fight against the spread of COVID-19 and its impact on economic development, Eswatini Fair Trade members and regular traders in the MTN Bushfire marketplace, Tanza Weaving, Coco Collection, Baobab Boutique, and local NGO Bomage Rural Projects have come together to form the Eswatini Artisan Collaboration. Aimed at improving the livelihoods of rural artisans through the creation of alternative revenue streams and supporting the sustainability of social businesses specializing in ethical handmade products, as well as producing and distributing cloth face masks, the collaboration is providing education on hygiene and raising awareness amongst eMaswati of the need to reduce the spread of COVID-19. Still Moving Animation is excited to bring you this puppet animation as their way to keep the fire burning in the MTN Bushfire Digital Festival.
I never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and ride on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me. Yeah, wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Find another reason to breathe this air. And now we made for ourselves. This won't be the last time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me. Yeah, I knew it when I met you. I'm not the only one who's alone. Find me soon and take me home. I knew it when I saw you. I'm not the only one hanging on. Tie me to someone who will love me.
Over the years, many of you have loved finding yourself in the beautiful photographs of the official MTN Bushfire photographer, Sydelle Willow Smith. Her lens has brought MTN Bushfire to life in so many unique ways. Here's a chance to relive some of those moments.
Hi everybody, my name is Sydelle Willow Smith. I'm a documentary photographer from Johannesburg based in Cape Town. And for the last 10 or 11 years, I have been very lucky to get to go to Bushfire Music Festival and document it as one of their 3 official photographers. Over these 10 years, I have had the pleasure of experiencing many great moments, and it has been quite a challenge for me to select which images to include in the slideshow. But I want to take you on a journey of my Bushfire favorite memories and moments. So Bushfire for me is about the people. It's about how hope and unity can inspire collective action. The hashtag Bring Your Fire, that's what that means to me. The type of people that come to Bushfire, the type of music that you get to listen to, the performances, the poetry, the creativity, the craft, the fact that so much of the profits go to young heroes and Bomake in the kingdom of Eswatini, helping local communities, really speaks to that essence of what it means to bring your fire. The fact that Bushfire is for everyone. Bushfire is for the young, the old, kids wanting to play and learn and experience music and creativity in new and magical ways. And that all gets communicated to me through the architecture of House on Fire. The really beautiful sculptures designed by Jigs Thorne, the festival director, the quotes, the details that go into the spaces. It becomes a magical wonderland for everyone to enjoy. I love the way that at Bushfire, even if you're tired and the festival has gotten to you a bit and maybe you've got a little bit of a hangover on day 2, you can find somewhere. You can find a moment to go into the barn and experience the soothing sounds of tonic being performed through silent headphones. You can go crazy in the incredible space of the amphitheater that is covered in Rumi poetry, that always has the most unique artists on the lineup performing in the space. It really is somewhere where I have learned so much about diverse music from across the African continent and across the globe. Another wonderful thing about Bushfire for me is that I don't really photograph a lot of live events anymore. It used to be my main form of photography, but now I've branched more into long format documentary storytelling. And Bushfire is the one event that I still photograph, and it's because I love it. And one of the things I absolutely love is going into the photographer's pit and feeding off the energy that the crowd gives when they're seeing their favorite performer. Like these women were watching Baloja, a really famous local Swazi singer who has the most incredible angelic voice. I love that. I love that a local musician is given the same focus as some of the huge international acts that come through the Bushfire stage. It's always great to see somebody perform who you might have seen in other contexts on this global stage at Bushfire, and one of those for me is Petit Noir. Going to university in Cape Town, I had watched him perform quite a few times with his previous act called Pop Ska at a local well-known music venue, the Assembly, and watching the growth of his career and his sound expand to this incredible space of what he has made recently in the last few albums, and seeing him perform on this wonderful stage for thousands of people from all across the globe was a moment that I won't forget soon. Another moment that I definitely won't forget soon was having the chance to meet Saul Williams, the legendary spoken word poet from America. Wow, what an interesting human being and an incredible performer. One of the things that I find so great about Bushfire is how much I learn about music from around the world. And in the last few years, one of the musicians that I first learned of at Bushfire that's definitely been on repeat on my playlists when I've returned home is Bombino, who is a Tuareg Niger musician who sings a lot about political concerns of the Tuareg nomadic people in his part of the world, and his music has this incredibly unique, energetic sound that just sticks with you. You'll notice that quite a few of the musicians I photograph get their pictures taken on this majestic throne that was designed by Jigs Thorne. And it's what we always set up in the backstage area so that we can interview the artists. Our production company, Makulu, makes all the media content for Bushfire. And in this space, hanging around backstage, I get to take these legends' portraits in this throne. Another legend, but of Maskandi music, is Vukasitete, who has performed previously with Spook Matambo's Phantasma group, but has now branched into his own Maskandi group, and the sound is that very powerful traditional Zulu sound that gets under your skin. Morena Laraba, wonderfully unique, powerful, soulful sounds from Lesotho. I saw him perform in the amphitheater last year at Bushfire, and it was like he was invoking the spirits on stage. It was quite an incredible experience to see him play. Nakane Ture, South Africa's own, very, very talented, multi-talented musician, writer, actor. Wow. Lyricist, vocalist, pianist, oozing talent and sexuality. Powerful, powerful performer. Mante Rabane from OK Zarp and Dear Rabane. Where Mante is standing in this picture is backstage in the house on fire, in the area where the artists wait to go onto the main stage. And I love to hang out there and capture some of the intimate moments pre-performance where artists are getting their thoughts together, taking a moment of thanks and prayer before they go out there and blow the 1,000-strong audience away. Blitz the Ambassador, wow, incredible creative, multi-creative filmmaker, artist, musician from Ghana, who's recently received a Guggenheim Fellowship, who really speaks to the power of creativity and how it can rewrite African narratives. Really incredible performer, as well as another Ghanaian musician, Jojo Abot, who has a very unique multimedia approach to her work. Of course, the legend, the one, the only, Salif Keita. It was quite a thing to actually get to spend 2 minutes with him and take his portrait. Growing up in a house where his music was often playing on the weekend, and that one-of-a-kind voice, and then actually getting to see him perform at Bushfire and briefly meet him and photograph him is an experience I will never forget. Same goes with this man. I think this was one of the last performances he actually did before he passed on. Brahu Masakele, no one quite like him. Very vivacious, very funny, very unique and wonderful man. Really powerful performance he gave, especially hearing him perform Stimela. There are so many, but wow, getting to be there and see Ladysmith Black Mambaza on the Sunday afternoon. The sun is slowly starting to go down in the sky. The crowd is gearing up, and there they come. They're in their unison, in their unique, one-of-a-kind sound. Another legend who has left us, but I was lucky to see him perform quite a few times at Bushfire over the years. A gentle giant, very tall, very graceful man. The Zimbabwean legend, Oliver Mutukudzi. So much power in his voice. So many albums he has created and so much of a legacy he has left behind. The things that I love about Bushfire is how diverse the crowd is. You can get traditional Eswatini members of the royal family, you can have tourists, you can have volunteers from the Peace Corps, you can have Joburg hipster kids, young, old, local, foreign, everyone in between. It really is a melting pot of humanity. I love walking around on the Sunday afternoon as the sun is setting, knowing that the festival is soon going to end and seeing which beautiful faces I can spot in the crowd. The send-off on the Sunday before everyone heads home. That weekend, that incredible creative fest of light and energy and unity. The fire that has burnt that whole weekend slowly starting to simmer out, but carry on in your life as you leave the festival space, in your actions, in your thoughts, in the ways that creativity fuels you and inspires you. While we can't be together in person this year, we can enjoy the virtual rendition of Keeping the Fire Burning. And one of the things that will keep the fire burning is donating to the Bomake and Young Heroes cause that Bushfire is spearheading. So I really want to thank you for tuning in to my slideshow and bringing your fire. Please don't forget to donate and help the children and women of Eswatini stay safe.
Hi, welcome to Yebo. We're kind of open in the sense that People can come here if they need art materials or if they want to view personally some of the work that we have on our online exhibition. Then we kind of meet and talk outside so that we're staying safe with our masks. As soon as lockdown ends, then our gallery will reopen and we look forward to seeing people. But we've been here every day ever since the lockdown started because it's important for the artists that we represent that we're here working for them. So you can follow us on social media, which we've been very active on, and our exhibition, which is online. So we hope you have a look at that. And it's nice saying hi to you all. So our gallery is a bit of a mess these days, as we'd moved all our stock from our shop here. We're slowly sorting it all out and setting up a new gallery area so that once lockdown ends, it's all in place for you. But we've also been setting up an online exhibition on Artsy, selling art materials through WhatsApp with customers collecting orders, doing illustrations for a client and planning future projects. Our online exhibition features work by emerging artists from Eswatini in South Africa. Due to lockdown restrictions, artists have just emailed the photos of their work to us. Obviously, we miss having an opening and interacting with people, but at least this way we can still promote artists' work and creativity. Despite everything being upside down, we can't just stop being creative. Artists' work needs to be seen now more than ever. So, we're still doing art, but things have changed. We realized early on that we would need to adapt in order to survive. Income has dropped dramatically, as it has for so many others around the world. We were lucky in that Yebo Gallery is in a permaculture garden that we set up 4 years ago. We planted 180 trees, guava, mango, bananas, moringa, apple, oranges, lychee, along with vegetable gardens scattered everywhere. We harvest seeds. We look after the bees and insects. We share some of the fruit and produce with the birds and the monkeys. The surplus food we share with those in need or sell to those who have income and are looking for organic produce, or we barter. Pete, who's a sculptor and screen printer, used to work as a baker many years ago, so he's gone back to that, baking from home and taking orders from customers. Everyone loves homemade bread and pies. Baking and gardening is creative work, just like painting, screen printing and sculpting. Our life now is simple, but busy. Social responsibility is very important, especially now. So we assist the community through Yebo Action. We've set up a neighborhood watch group in the last 2 years. Now we've expanded that in coordinating food parcels from generous neighbors to a care point in Eswatini on a weekly basis, which assists 50 vulnerable families. We also bake 1 day a week, and we take that along with other donations. We're part of Solidarity Eswatini now, which will also look at distributing seedlings and compost so gardens can be set up by vulnerable families throughout the country. This crisis is affecting all of us. We've been so touched by people's kindness and compassion in this time and feel that together we can find a way to grow and change in a sustainable way in the difficult times ahead. We look forward to seeing you at Yebo when we open again. But if you live far away, follow us on social media and Artsy and get in touch with us. We hope you're all staying safe and well.
I don't feel the need to shout about what's already mine. Why you being loud? Why you being loud?
Silence, need a bit of hush in the mind. Reflective time, guidance. Earth gone cold, freezing. A world full of young blood, still teething. With a palm full of dough that we're needing. Baking the bread with the dead, we be grieving. Trying to take life slow, but we're speeding. Feeling so low in a blacked out room. Searching for light in these shades of gloom. Hush, give us some time, breathe. Move with the sound, not light speed. If you see with the mind, them eyes breathe.
Asibemunye is a call to action to encourage fellow Swazis to stand together in the fight against COVID-19. The song is the property of SWAMA and the Association of Christian Artists of Eswatini. It was commissioned by the Communications Department, headed by Mr. Mbongeni Mbingo of the DPM-led National Emergency Management Task Force. Recorded at Claiming Ground Records, it features over 20 mainstream artists, including Nomvumelwano, Boloja, Nothando Hlophe, Velemseni, Phatwa Kahle, Popson, King Terry, Symphony, Msizi, Mandisa, Gcina Masuku, Msimisi, Leah Lowe, Begi Kanyile, LK Baba, Flowy, and many more amazing artists.
What's up, everybody? My name is Lindelo Mafa, otherwise known as Linz Mafa. I am a radio presenter, also the Vice President of the Arts in the Kingdom of Eswatini.
Hey, what's up? How you doing all? My name is Bongani, DJ Tizalami. I'm the Swama Public Relations Officer.
How did the song Asibemunye come about? Well, in a time of great distress, disease, and the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic, it actually became imperative that our artists come together and unite in song to stimulate hope for the better tomorrow, understanding that this too will come to pass.
Hence, the country's two biggest arts associations, Swama and Akaswa, came together to walk the talk and gave birth to Asibemunye.
Asibemunye is a song of hope, a song of unity, a song of victory.
Its impact and indeed its shelf life shall become timeless.
Swama and Akaswa are therefore grateful to His Majesty's government through the National Emergency Management Task Force, the artists, the media, as well as the members of the public for embracing the song.
And ensuring that it cultivates a spirit of oneness forever.
While Asibemunye is performed by a number of Eswatini's top artists, their respective journeys for most can be traced back to game-changing stages like the MTN Bushfire stage.
And it delights us that more talent and future stars are being born on the Firefly stage. Thank you for tuning in and bringing your fire. And please remember to donate to children and women so that they stay safe.
Thanks for tuning in and bringing your fire. Please do not forget to donate to the children and to the women of Eswatini. Stay safe. Stay at home.
I see tears falling down your face. I see broken spirits searching for embrace. I hear plenty voices crying out for healing. In a time like this, you can call me friend, and I'll be there for you right until the end.
Lean on me in your time of need.
Always remember, you can count on me. We are one people.
Failure is not an option. We not letting up, we haven't lost yet. Don't attack, we need to back off. Take the foot off the gas for us to take off.
What's good, it's your boy Msumisi and welcome to the MTN Bushfire Digital Festival. Fire starters, during this time, what I'm doing is making sure that I'm supporting every single creative out there because there's so much content that's going around to keep us happy, to keep us alive, to keep us sane during this time where we have to be social distancing and being at home. I'm making sure that not only am I putting out content myself, but I'm supporting every single person out there who's making our time better at home. So the main message of this song, Asibemunye, is a message of hope, which I believe we all need in these times. Wherever we are, we don't know when this is going to end, but we're looking forward to when it does. And I'm also a good advocate of the second message, which is the message of unity, which is a direct translation of Asibemunye, because it may not affect you directly, but we need you to take care of yourself, because if you have mild symptoms, spread it to me, and then I die, you're responsible. So we need you to be responsible, not just for yourself, but for everyone. We need everyone to act as a unit. So my favorite memory from Bushfire is probably every year how alive this country becomes, how alive the cities become when everyone comes to Swaziland just to witness this festival. Every time, wherever you are, you get to meet different people from different places, get to share experiences, not just at the festival, but around Eswatini, and it's a beautiful experience to be part of. Thanks for tuning in and bringing your fire. Please don't forget to donate to help the women and children of Eswatini. Stay safe.
100% of your donations will go to help young heroes and Bomake rural projects, which means trusted response organizations will be provided with the means to continue to help orphaned and vulnerable youth, as well as rural women artisans in Eswatini to stay safe and healthy. If you would like to share your fire and donate, please click on the link below. Thank you. Siyabonga.